Merry Christmas Eve, everybody. Merry Christmas, everybody. Welcome back. I hope you're having a great week. I hope that despite all the crap going on in the world right now, you're still finding ways, if you celebrate Christmas, to make it festive and fun and family-filled. And if for some reason COVID has gotten in the way of all that, I really hope that you still are having a good Christmas, that you still are able to relax a little bit, to enjoy some things a little bit. And if you don't celebrate Christmas at all, I just hope you're having a really good week. Today, we're going to be talking about one of my personal favorite Christmas movies, or movies in general, White Christmas. White Christmas is about two former military men becoming a quote-unquote dynamite act, teaming up with another dynamite act, basically two entertainment acts, and they try to save their former general's rundown but quaint little inn. It stars Bing Crosby, Rosemary Clooney, Vera Ellen, and who is that other guy?
Danny fucking Kaye.
Right, of course. How could I forget? Thank you, Clark. But seriously, Danny Kaye as Phil Davis and Bing Crosby as Bob Wallace, they are just great. They go so well together. Their chemistry, their dynamic of Bing Crosby as Bob Wallace being the kind of older, crotchety guy who just wants to do his music and not do anything else, but to Phil, seems to be a lonely, miserable, unhappy man, and he wants to get Bob a girlfriend and or wife, and so he can stop worrying about him 24/7, even though it's really not his job, but he worries about him because he's a good guy like that. Phil is awesome. He's hilarious. He has a lot of antics going on. He really, in a very wholesome way, kind of persuades people into doing what he wants or tricks people into doing what he wants. It's very funny. And Rosemary Clooney as Betty Haynes and Vera Ellen as Judy Haynes, they are amazing as well. They really tie this thing together. They go so well, just complimenting the two main characters, and not even just in like a romantic sense, but in just like a group dynamic sense of just coming together with people you've only just met for a good cause, and that is to save the general's inn. And this guy is so funny who plays the general. He's one of those, like, he's a grandfather, like, literally in the movie, but also he's just like one of those grandfathers who he acts tough, but he's like the biggest teddy bear. And the people who are in the inn, his granddaughter and the receptionist, who is very funny. She is kind of how do I put this? I don't want to say crude, but she's very realistic about things, and she listens in on the phone when they're having conversations, Bob and Phil, about their businesses. Honestly, this movie is one of my favorite classic movies of all time, and if you saw, it is one of my top 3 favorite movies during Christmas, but in general, it is like in my top 5 for classic movies, because it has this sense of relatability. And what I mean by that is that a lot of classic older movies, made in the 30s, 40s, 50s, whatever, they feel like they're stuck in that time. They feel like, oh, we don't talk like that anymore. We don't do that anymore. Whatever it might be. We're like, yeah, these are fun to put on as classics, but I can't really relate to this because that was a very different time. This movie is one of those that feels maybe not timeless, but it definitely feels a lot more relatable than others made in that time period. It really feels like the jokes are still funny. It feels like the lines that they say and how they act really just still would happen today. They have a sense of drama, they have a sense of suspense here and there with relationships and all, but they also have just how people interact with each other in like funny sitcoms, especially the jokes. There are actually like a ton of jokes that are hilarious in this movie. Like, when the Haynes sisters are leaving and Bob and Phil have to distract the landlord for a minute while they're escaping, they go on and do the Haynes sister musical number. Outfits and all.
Caring, sharing, every little thing that we are wearing.
But that was not supposed to happen. They were just messing around, and they were like, let's keep this in the movie. And I'm so glad that they did. You can tell they're just laughing and they're just having a fun time. And it's one of those that it makes sense for the movie and you would never know it, but it's also hilarious once you know that little bit of context. Granted, there still are some of those things that date the movie, make it feel like it's one of those older ones, like, Alright, Bing, calm down. Come on. Getting a little wild there. But speaking of the dancing, probably the best part of this movie, obviously, is the music and the choreography. There are so many good songs in this movie, between the obviously White Christmas, Best Things Happen While You're Dancing, the minstrel number. There are so many good ones, but honestly, my favorite is Snow.
Snow, 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 snow.
That scene is just so good. The song is just so good. They're just sitting down, and even while they're singing, you actually have a shot of the bartender making some sort of unknowable drink. I don't even know what it is, but it foams, and I don't even care that I have no idea what this drink could be because it just adds to the aesthetic of the scene because it foams so it looks like snow. But my favorite thing about the choreography is, like a lot of other musical numbers in other movies during that time period, there's a lot of physical gags to them, or even dialogue gags, things like that that come in the entertainment. Like in the minstrel number, they have all those jokes and things like that. And I really like that kind of fun that you have that's not just let's put some numbers together and let's put some dance moves together and call it a day, but they really think about what would go into every single move and what would look interesting and how things go together that make it not only entertaining but sometimes even funny. Also, I know they all can sing, but good God, Vera Ellen can dance. There's literally a moment in the movie when she's tap dancing, like her heel and her toes are here, and they like go like this. But it's so quick you don't even see it, and all you hear is it's ridiculous. I did actually forget one part of the choreography that is actually probably the best part, and that's what we like to call the teeth guy. Because, well, just look at him. And the look of the movie is, I mean, Technicolor is just beautiful. It's just so sharp and colorful, but they really pop, you know, and the costume design even. When they're wearing their suits, their shoes are the same color as the suit, that like kind of charcoal gray. It just pulls it together. It's just all these little details that just really pull it together. But honestly, just the story is so wonderful. It's so heartwarming that they're just doing this for somebody that they used to know in the army. And the fact that they all just come together, they have such a good group dynamic of being able to play off of each other, of trying to matchmake each other, and just all the lines that they have, all of the little funny jokes. It's you just have to watch it, you know. And even if you're not an older movies type person, this is definitely one of those that I think is accessible to anybody. You know, it's not like you're gonna watch it and you go, "Oh God, I feel like I'm being thrown back in the old days," even though it's not really that old. Just every part of this movie is so good. It's just iconic and wholesome and fun and funny and still actually really interesting, even being made in like 1950s. Bing Crosby and Danny Kaye are just like the holiday masters. They are hilarious together, and I love this movie to death. I'm going to give White Christmas a 4 out of 4. And being the first 4 out of 4 I've given after I've started doing awards, it also was the first to get my top shelf award. And Bing Crosby's voice, every time I hear it, that's just Christmas. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the one. Well, guys, if you haven't seen White Christmas, definitely go check it out. It's on Netflix right now, so you can watch it for free if you have Netflix, that is. I really recommend it if you want to have a fun, festive heartwarming Christmas watch. Guys, I hope you have a really great Christmas or just a really great week, no matter what context you have in your life right now, no matter what your situation is. I just hope you're having a good week. I hope you're taking care of yourself, that you're not having too stressful of a week. Look forward to my Wonder Woman 1984 review. And as always, keep your hopes high, your stress low, and Christmas cheer right in the middle. I'll see you guys later, and have a safe and Merry Christmas.